Good evening, all of you, and welcome you all to the seventh session of Dave Express webinar series. And today we will be learning about Microsoft Power Platform. Our topic for today is Introduction to Microsoft Power Platform. And this is a group of products offered by Microsoft to develop and build complex solutions and to build virtual agents. Sometimes it's to automate business processes and so on. So I'm pretty sure that you are super excited to explore this useful platform from the beginning to the depth. So let me introduce our speaker today, Ms. Nirasha Rasangichalat, Microsoft Student Ambassador, an undergraduate at the University of California, and a trainee software engineer at WSO2 Sri Lanka. So guys, please make sure to use the chat window on the right side for your questions. And I hope everybody will fully utilize this valuable session as a tech enthusiast. And I will be handing over the session to our speaker. And Nirasha, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Ruanti, for your nice introduction. I hope you are already bored with the repetitive tasks in your life and your business. That's why you are here now in this session. We all have had this sometimes because we are so much doing the same repetitive task, same email to the same person again and again, but because of that we couldn't think about the more complex, more valuable functions are dispelled from us because we don't have much time regarding that complex and important tasks which are wasted to this repetitive boring task. And the Microsoft Power Platform is the one which gives us the power to do all that, to get rid of all that hassle in our day-to-day life. This Microsoft Power Platform is a combination of low-code tools you can use to build web apps, websites, chatbots, apps, and various other things such as automation, AI, all sorts of things with a little to low knowledge about actual programming. That's why this Microsoft Power Platform is very much important to us and all of our developers and non-developer communities around the world. You can use data stores like in this Microsoft Power Platforms. There are data stores and there is also a data verse as well. It also provides the security and compliance and accessibility we need to deploy our tools, and we can protect our tools as well with this Microsoft Power Platform. So I did tell you about what the things are done by this platform, but you don't know till now. You don't know. I hope you don't know that uh, what is this Microsoft Power Platform is comprised of. What is this Microsoft Power Platform? It is comprised of 4 key components, and those are Microsoft Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agents. I guess you are already familiar with this Power BI platform because we already did a similar session regarding Advanced Power BI and Power BI through this Microsoft platform as well, MS Club of our university. So I am not going to touch upon that Power BI today. You can watch the recordings as well. It is available in our YouTube. About the Power Apps, Power Automate, we are mainly focusing on these two. Power Apps. As an introduction, Power App is a similar thing. We can build our apps. Just what we now build apps through a programming language, but through Power Apps, we can build our apps without using C++, Java kind of knowledge or React, or without such knowledge or Android apps. We can build Power Apps using this Power Apps platform. What it can do for you is we have inefficient legacy business processes in our organization that we would like to modernize, but we are still moving information around using paper or shared Excel workbooks. We can perform that kind of repetitive task, or sometimes repetitive, but it is essential task for an organization. But Power Apps can be used by non-developers to develop efficiently those kind of apps to add value to our organizations. That is the most important part in our Power Apps. To log into Power Apps, we can either use the Power Apps Microsoft.com with the address, or we can go to office.com and go to the Office platform in our if you have Office 365 account already, you don't have to go and purchase another one. As for our students, we already have this Power App and Power Automate, all kind of apps in our student accounts. If we go through the Power Apps Microsoft.com, we just need to click this Start Free button in this platform, and or we can try freely. And if you are a university student and you got this Office 365 platform, you can use this Power Apps to log into. You can log into this Power Apps using this little icon here. But if you cannot see this Power Apps already, you can go to All Apps or this little icon over here. Let's go to Power Apps in a more detailed manner. If you go to this Power Apps platform from Office, we can click this and you can already move to powerapps.com. In this home screen, we have blank app that we can build an we can start from our data stores. Like we can build our own app without using any data, or we can use Dataverse, and we can use a list in SharePoint, or we can use an Excel file which is familiar to all of us, or we can use MySQL or SQL to build all Power App using this platform. As we are already know something about this Excel and SQL, I would like to go from this start from this Microsoft SharePoint list to create this somewhat simple 3-screen. We can click here and some loading screen is there something. Now we can have the OneDrive and SharePoint, but I don't already have the my app in here. So I would go and create another Microsoft list from here. In preparing Microsoft list, you can go and from search this list from here, and you can use a template to something. We can build something similar to the Excel, but it is also an interface with the table which is similar to SQL and Excel, and we can add data using this new icon. We can add I just randomly adding this data to this platform. You can also just for the testing purposes, but if we can use for a real lab, we don't have to just randomly enter apps. We can add a new record like this, and there is this integrate button. We can click on this integrate and we can create an app. Let's go to this screen. This screen says then create app screen says, and to enter name for that particular app, I can use employee onboarding. And I can create this app. It will take some time for sure. That's why I created many Power Apps beforehand, because I know this will sometimes take much time, but it won't be, it would be between 5 to 10 minutes. That's all. If your connection is better than me, of course, you can have a PD outcome from these Power Apps. Till then, we can have, but I would like to have this app just before this going to that particular screen. I would like you to seeing how this app is processed from this platform. Till that, there you go. We can have this app like this. If I find a larger this screen for, we have this app title, we have icons and all, but we can already run and this app. This is the preview of this app. If you click this button, we can navigate to the item list view. The titles I added and the details I added are in there. We can sort this, and we can add a new item as well. These kinds of apps are really taking so much time in the developers' time schedule, because they also have to build this kind of similar type of apps. Already, it might be already there, but they have to build some app according to their organizational needs. We can add it, we can validate that also. Or we can search items. All are third and search items as well. If you click this S icon, we can escape from this, and we can also if you see this like this, and we have, when we click it, the icons are not active. They are inactive and we cannot navigate from this view. This is for design views. If we want to navigate from this view, we have to click Alt key and then press this icon. We can easily navigate to that the other UIs using Alt keys. If I click this like this, it won't happen anything. Just selecting that specific X icon only, that's happening. But if I click with that Alt icon, we can go ahead and come back to the same window. These are the several screens that are on this app. The browse screen is this one. Detail screen, edit screen, and these are the UI items in that app. If we click this browse gallery one, this is the browse gallery, and these are the rectangles. And search icon, we can go to this and edit it as well. If we click that icon and I want to not include that 2 in here, and I can edit. We can see that it got updated. If we want to navigate to this icon, we can press Alt and we can go to the title description view of this particular UI of that particular element. We can edit and update these elements in here as well. We have a we can create our own UI for this as well, like this whole employee onboarding UI we can modify and edit, but I don't got much time to discuss about that. This is the data item I have added to this application. We can add media also, like images and video, audio kind of things as well for this in Power Apps. This is a simple kind of app which we can publish or create in this Power Apps. Other than that, we can create our own app from this. If we can save it, I am just saving my Power application. Then I can go to this file and publish my application as well. Without publishing, maybe I can add share with some collaborative my friends out here. I can invite them to view my application and do their changes as well. As I am the owner, I can add something. I'll add one. Then I add her and I can give her the co-ownership of this application. And I'll share this application with her. She can also add this application. And she can also view this application in her Office account, which is related this email address. We can connect those apps and flows also. Analytics are also there, but I'm not going to go much in depth about these kind of things because we have other Power Platform applications which we have to discuss today. To show the Power Apps being I told you about the data towers of this Microsoft platform. you may already you will come to the mind of that metaverse and all other spiders and all that kind of things to your mind now. But this is the Microsoft Dataverse, which provides the security logic and data for data integration.
Microsoft
Dataverse
Dataverse, in
handles
short,
the
is
authentication
a
with
local
Azure
relational
Active
database
Directory.
for the Power Platform.
It allows you to easily it conditional accessing, multi-factor authentication can also be done with this database. It also supports the authorization down to the row and column level and provide rich auditing capabilities. We can audit the data from this database, and database allows you to easily apply business logic at the data level, regardless of how the user is interacting with the data. The rules could be related to duplicate detection, business rules, workflow, or more. If we move to other categories, data. Dataverse offers the control to shape your data. It allows you to discover, model, validate, and report on your data. We can make apps also from this Dataverse. And it gives the storage and integration facilities as well. The integration is kind of like we can build the APIs, webhook, eventing, and data reports give you the flexibility to get data in and out. Let's move into Power Automate. This is the Power Automate website, the web application. We can start free from this application as well, like this Power Apps. We can click the Start Free button and go to the and download, or we can sign in and or try free, or we can buy now also. But we are as we are having that Office 365 account, we are not going to purchase this Power Automate Microsoft, as we already have that. Moving on to this Office 365 platform, as the Power Apps application, we have the Power Automate as well as in here to create workflows between your apps. We can, if we cannot see this Power Automate application, we can go to all apps, or we can click here or here to get that application as well. This is the front view of the Power Automate platform, web platform. I'll navigate through the web platform first. In Power Automate web platform, we can start from, there are so many templates we can use to make our own platforms. We can make a reminder, start an approval, or we can create one. We can have 5 different kind of processes. That automated cloud form triggers itself, like it is triggered by another event and it is fully automated. But instant cloud flow can be triggered by a button. If we click a button, we can trigger this cloud flow. A scheduled cloud flow can be like, we can it's lot similar to our reminders in our mobile phone. We can have a scheduled time, and we can have a notification or email or something like that. Desktop flows, I am going to talk about this desktop flow in a short while. Business process flow is also kind of like this automated flow, and guide the users through a multi-step process. We have many templates in this Power Automate platform, which include many applications. If you need to search for particular application, we can search it like YouTube. Example. We can have several automated workflows which are in here, which can be used to automate several, like this automation is share YouTube video on Twitter. When we click this already, we have to sign in for these accounts. Without that, we cannot go ahead with this. And therefore, I won't go to did this because we need to sign in and all sort of different things. We can have a shared one, features one, and shared with me, but I don't have any remote work which have Visio data collection, emails, and all sort of things. We can have the AI builder also embedded in this. We can have my flows. We can have these different templates to build our own one, or there may be lots of these templates which we don't already have to build such things. Like there are many of them already in here. Therefore, we may not need to do this to develop this automation here now. I'll go for an automation in the desktop application, which is more suitable to get the Power Automate mobile and the desktop application. We can have a link called here. We will have a download icon here, which we can download this Power Automate platform. As I have already done that, I cannot see this button here. That's why I was confused. Let's move to this Power platform. This is my already prepared automation, and this contains various actions which can be used to conditionals, loops, which are a lot similar to the conditional flows in the programming. We can have many different things like cognitive function, IBM, Google, and Microsoft cognitive functions are also here. We can save, edit, debug. All tools are also here. We can add UI flows, sub flows, and all can be done through this application. We can build simple workflows to from this Power Desktop, which is it's kind of loading. That's why I'm kind of waiting for this to load. As this is not responding, I'll go to the Power Web App platform. Till it works, I'll talk about this Power Virtual Agents and Power BI. Power Virtual Agents are similar things to, if you like, a personal assistant which you this gives the information to you, like our Google Assistants and Alexa and all like that. Power Virtual Agents can be used to build such applications which have the similar capabilities. We all would like a chatbot or a similar chat application embedded into our applications, but we may not need have some that applications. They are adaptable AI chatbots. We can build them through these Power Virtual Agents. They can solve common customer and internal facing issues automatically, freeing up staff. And like, we don't need a customer care agent to specifically go and talk to a customer, or we can take care of our customers using these virtual agents. They'll do the talking for without having the need for the people to go and talk with them. They can do a similar more important task than this customer caring, or we can use them for other important tasks. The specialty about this Power Virtual Agents in this Microsoft Power Platform is that we can easily create our own virtual agents without the need of developers or data scientists. If we actually think about an AI solution or a data-driven powerful chatbot, we will need a data scientist and a AI developer to develop these specific apps if we needed one in our organization. We can give this, we can have this Power Platform, and we can use our other assets to, we can, without the need of data scientists, that data scientists are more needed in various other different applications around the organization, and we can use them for that more complex tasks. And these kinds of tasks are automatically done by these AI chatbots using a guided no-code graphical interface. That is a basic introduction of the virtual power agents. Did I disconnected? Sorry, guys. Components of what my Power Virtual Agents. If you create chatbots with Power Virtual Agents, you author and edit topics. Topics are discrete conversation paths that, when used together within a single chatbot, allow the users to have a conversation with the chatbot that feels natural and falls appropriately. If we allow a virtual agent to without guiding us towards that specific aim, they will just do whatever they think suitable, right, and it will not benefit our organization as well. We'll all met some kind of situations like that where we ask for the one thing and they give us the uh, solution using another thing. That is the problem without this, without using the topics, the chatbots are easily misguided. Creating a chatbot with Power Virtual Agents is easy to do with the no-code authorizing canvas. And there are a number of ways you can manage how topics interact and how you want the conversation to flow and what it should feel like. We can have the ability to guide that chatbot to our needs. We can program him. It's not the programming, but we can sort of program him to the Power Virtual Agents to do whatever thing we want to do. In Power Virtual Agents, the topic defines how chatbot conversation plays out. You can author topics by customizing, providing templates. I'll go to this Power Virtual Agents. As you can see, we don't have the ability to have a virtual agents in our Office platform because it is not available now. But if we can add them in our Power Automations and Power Apps platform, like then in this Power Apps example, we had the ability to let me go and show that. About this Power Apps, I couldn't send that tell about this then here. Like we can go to the published app using this link. I forgot to mention about that. Sorry for that. That's why I'm mentioning it here. There will be a web application which can be used to share our application, and we can also access that application through that web link. I suddenly saw that, and just this is the chatbot I was talking about. We can create chatbots here. We can have a basic conversation bot, and we can learn more from here as well. These are the topics I talked about. We can improve it with analytics also. If I click this example, I will have to sign in for sure. The Power VA is not a standalone web app like this Microsoft apps time. We can add them in the Power Apps now. I'm not going to start a free trial now. So I'm going to that flow from here, and let's go to AI Builder for go and see, look at what it like. We can have intelligence to your businesses. We can have form processing, category classification, entity extraction, object detection, and prediction like various AI capabilities in here. This is the AI builder. I'm not going to start a free trial for this as well. Like I'm just focused on this Power Automate and the Power Apps. I couldn't uh, do this here. That's why I just jump into that Power AI and that Power BI, AI, Power Virtual Agents that way. That's why I had to do that. Sorry for that. If I exit from here, this is a sample lab which is not running because I didn't create anything in this way. I can add a new flow and give a new name for that. I'll give space free and free. We have a Power Mobile app platform as well. From this app, we can get an activity feed, browsing buttons, and managing flows as well. We need to download and install the Power Automate mobile app for the App Store if we want to do that. We have many actions like about 300 different actions. Maybe now it's higher than these actions. We can add subflows or new subflows as well. First, we have to give the application to get this automation done, which I haven't done. If I want an Excel to be automated, I'll add the launch Excel event for this. I'll add it with the blank document because I don't want to automate that kind of like open the following document. I'll just start with the blank document and I'll save that for now. Then if I need a message, I'll type message action, display message. I'll add this. Before that, let me show you when I drag and drop. There is a line behind the created above and beyond the launch Excel trigger. If I drag it in here, I can have a message box style. I'll just name it as text and I'll add as Excel launch. I can add an information I can here I can know something. I'll just keep it as information. The message book buttons have to be okay or cancel, yes, no, cancel. The button types of the messages, I'll leave it as it is for now. Default buttons are also fine. Then in this variables produced condition, there is this button press condition added. Then that's the name of this action. I'll save it. The flow variables are now can be seen as Excel instant and button test instant. If I play that now, Excel London, as I am in the you can see the Excel has launched with the new application. I'll show it again because it was not much clear. You couldn't see that that application launch. I'll close this as well. When you can appear here that Excel has launched and the message appeared. This is a simple automation, but this is the same thing that we do, like we do with this Excel to we go and open a button, but this is not a real automation, but we can build many more things from this as well without this launch without launching an application from a button, which we can also do. We can use it for many things. As you can see, I think it was clear enough. We can record this. We can record and actions of an application to get what is the what buttons have to be clicked in what under what condition kind of thing can be recorded by this recorder thing in this Power Automate platform. I'll just create if I want to run an application, I should give the application path. I haven't keep in mind that which path of the which application I need to be given to that. So I'm not going to run an application automatically other than that Excel application. But we can also trigger an event to if we can make a calculator application to automatically give the answer without we entering the numbers, we can do that in here, but I'm not going to do that because I don't remember the pathway of that application. Maybe I cannot find it. I cannot do that. Sorry for that. That's for the Power Automation part. We can add subclause for here, like the actions. We'll go for another action. For these Excel actions, we can attack Excel or open, we can attach to an email or kind of thing, read from and get active ones as well. There are so many actions we can try out in this Power Automate in the desktop application, because we cannot do some functions in the Power Web application. They are, as you can remember, there are many templates as well. This can be used to automate the functions in the desktop application like PC, and we can use the mobile app of Power Automate to automate the functions in the mobile. If I want to go to my presentation again, and there is a Power Platform which we didn't talk about much, that is Power BI. As you already know, some of you may be already familiar with this Power BI platform. It can be used to visualize and mainly visualize the data in the data collected via many different platforms like Excel or warehouses of data. We can easily connect the data sources and we can visualize the information in there easily from this Power BI application. That's it for my we talked about today about this Power Platform like Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agents for some. The last two about small amount only, but we talk about them as well. Power First, Automate, and Power Virtual Agents. I didn't created that one. And Power BI. We had a separate 2 sessions which are already dedicated to this Power BI platform, which can be seen in our YouTube platform in MS Club of University of Palanir YouTube account. You can go and watch that session if you need another and more detailed version of this Power BI platform, which I didn't touch much about that topic. That's for my presentation, and thank you. And before ending this session, I would like to talk about this Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador platform. I would like to talk about the benefits of becoming a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. If you need to, you can learn more and more Microsoft related apps, and also we can learn much more. We can learn many aspects of technology and the trending topics, and much more knowledge can be get by this Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador platform. We encourage you to get these opportunities and join our societies and be a student ambassador and grow yourself and help others to grow as well with your knowledge, and help others to search for more knowledge. And you can also get many benefits from this Microsoft student ambassador program. Without I forgot to mention about something. We have Microsoft Power Learn platform. Microsoft Learn if we type. You can go to Microsoft Learn platform and we can search and learn many pathways from this accounts, and we have many dedicated learning paths for each and every Microsoft product. And which you can also see that Microsoft Power Platform fundamentals and automating business processes is also in this Microsoft Learn platform. I encourage you to go and visit this platform and gain an immense knowledge from this platform. Before ending my presentation, thank you very much for listening to like an hour also time limit from this your busy time schedules. Thank you very much. And this is the end of my presentation.
Already started learning about Microsoft Power Platform? If you get any questions regarding Microsoft Power Platform or any other Microsoft platforms where you have any questions, you can email to us or reach us through the Facebook, and we will contact you as soon as possible. So this is the end of today's webinar of Video Express series organized by the Microsoft Club of University of Kelaniya, and this is the end of another milestone. So you can simply check out our previous sessions on our YouTube channel. As a quick reminder,
Thank you,
again,
Nirasha.
it's
So
the
now
MS
we
Club
have
of
reached to the
University
end
of
of today's
Kelaniya
session.
You can reach out
And
there.
thank you very much,
Thank you
Nirasha,
very
for
much,
sharing your
all of
knowledge
you,
with
for your
us. It was
participation.
really,
with
really
your
an
schedules,
interesting session.
and hope to
which
see
would
you
have
once
definitely
again
helped
in the next
all
Day
the
of Express
attendees, I
sessions.
guess.
So
Until
there may be
then,
some
good night
of you
and
who
stay
have,
safe.
Thank you very much, Bhuvanti.
or maybe you are working with the Power Platform. So anybody, hope everyone had gained some knowledge, and it may definitely help you to improve your skills and knowledge too. So once again, thank you, Nirasha, for sparing your valuable time with us. And it seems like there are no questions, but